Hi, I'm Rachel, and here we're talking with Rodney Meilleur. So, how are you?
I'm very good, Rachel. How about you?
Doing very well. Thursday night, week's almost over. Tomorrow's Friday, so that's great.
That's very true.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we'll just jump right in. So, my first question for you is who are your musical influences and why?
Well, the first one that comes to mind would have to be Sting.
Oh,
And one of the reasons that I remember being young, like younger, right, as a teenager, and just kind of listening to the how abstract and how different his music was. And I remember watching. I think it was like just cable TV, and I remember there was a testimony of a young man just writing a letter to him and saying, "Wow, I love your music, love to meet you." And the whole thing was about that he wrote back and then invited him to a show. So of course, for years I dreamt of, oh man, I need to want to meet this guy. Well, never met him, but I actually got to go to his concerts. But yeah, Sting would be pretty high up there as far as music wise, my go-to. And also, I go to Zachary Duchamp, which is a French Acadian singer.
okay.
And just because my family's from New Brunswick, so there's a lot of those stories that I could relate to. You know, thinking back of my grandparents and so forth. So yeah, two different genres, but yeah, definitely my go-tos.
Well, that's great. Well, that's interesting. I have some friends that are Acadians, and yeah, I went out there for the big Acadian festival one year, and it's super fun. The
That's
Saint
a big
Amand, yeah, it's big fun. All right, so next question. Do you feel that being a northerner helps shape you as an artist?
I would have to say yes. Not, I wouldn't say necessarily musically, because I mean, it all depends on what you listen to. Especially like distribution of music is pretty worldwide, so you get to grab whatever's at top on the radio. But I'm going to say as an artist, yes, because I found that I had to be sensitive over the years to understand that just because something's new, it doesn't mean that it's relatable in certain areas.
Mm.
So, an example, something could be like a more traditional, like folkish, and actually speaks volumes because it brings back the nostalgia inside certain families. So, I find that yeah, there is a certain flavor when it comes to the North where old is new, depending how you interpret it. And
Mhm.
that's what I do as an artist. I really try to take something new and then give it a new like an acoustic spin forward, but still get everybody involved and saying, I remember that song, but I never heard it like that,
Right.
because it's not necessarily something that's going to be interpreted anywhere else in the world. So it's kind of neat.
Yeah, that is neat. All right, and how long have you been performing?
Oh boy. I'm going to say at least 35 years.
Wow.
Started off in high school. Like most people say, you start off in a high school band, but in my cases, my parents were actually Stag and Doe bandmates.
Oh,
So
wow.
they played for weddings and festivals and so forth in the Sudbury area
Mhm.
for many years. And at the age of 15, I actually had the opportunity to become their drummer. So yeah, so I got to play on stage. That way, a lot of cover songs, so your typical Gloria, Celebration, Achy Breaky Heart, standard dance stuff
Yeah.
for the wedding. But as a solo artist professionally, probably close to at least 20 years where I've been just on the Sudbury market. I've traveled across Canada, but mostly stationed in Sudbury now, where just I do as a passion, as pastime rather than a full time employment.
Okay, that's interesting too. And what is your opinion of a fantastic performance? Like, what makes you think, wow, I really nailed that?
For myself, I would have to say that it's when I get everybody to be silent in the room and all eyes on me.
Mhm.
And the reason it's not an attention thing where look at me, I think it's because a lot of people say that they consider me as a musician, but I think I consider myself more as a content creator, or more like on an artistic level, where in the sense that I want to capture the moment.
Mhm.
So if I break into a song and then all of a sudden I know that there's no more chatter in the room, it's because I've hit a pocket where they're like, I've never heard that, or it's like, wow, like where's he going with this, and what's the next move? So, and to me, then I feel it, and then it allows me to either bring my like bring the guitar to another level, or vocal wise, just be able to bring people along to the thing along, like on the journey of the end of the song. So that's what I find. Some people, being in a stag and doe or in a wedding environment was always like, okay, let's hit the perfect song to get everybody on the dance floor. Everybody is just cheering up and down. So that used to be primarily my focus because that's all I knew. But no, as a musical creator now, I kind of I relate to it better as an opportunity just to get to create the moment where people can just stop what they're doing and just think, I've never heard or I've never seen that before.
So where they're really paying attention to what you're doing, the music that's being played. It's not just, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so to me, that's the biggest compliment because
Yeah,
anybody can play the song, but to bring people along with you without words, to me is
yeah,
more powerful.
for
Yeah,
sure. You got everybody stopping and, in that moment and like being in the now right now, right? Oh, that's cool.
exactly.
Okay. Well, that's all I have for you today.
Well, thanks.
Um, Thank you, son. That was a short and sweet interview. Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to seeing you play.
Yeah,
And I hope you have are you playing this weekend? Yeah, you're playing on next weekend, Friday or Saturday?
on the Sunday, so
No, Sunday.
February 18th at 5 p.m. at Thimicals.
Awesome. Well,
Yep,
looking forward to see you there.
sounds good.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks very
Thank
much.
you. Bye.